4th, baby. It's June 4th, ladies and gents, boys and girls. June 4th, 2021. Baby, we did it. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you're all safe and sound wherever you are. Welcome back. Glad you made it. It's another So-So production. Of course, we're here at it, doing it. It's Friday, 5th day of the work week, or the week. 5th day of the week. It is what it is. We've done it. We're here. Glad to be alive and kicking. A lot of wonderful things happening. I'm excited. Hopefully the paint that I talked about, the primer, is going to arrive tomorrow and we get to paint a little bit. Do a little bit of priming on the weekend, maybe together. Who knows? We'll spice it up. Man, oh man. What do I want to talk to you guys about today? A lot of different things. Let's see how far we can take it. First things first. Let's address the weather a little bit, because it's getting hot in here. It's getting hot in here. It's getting hot out there. It's getting humid. Toronto, it's heating up. Take them to the beach. Take them to the beach, baby. Go to the beach. Have you gone to the beach yet? I've not gone to the beach yet. I'd like to. Probably will sometime soon. I don't know. Maybe we'll go to the beach together. Who knows? We'll see how it goes. Keep it loosey-goosey, I'll tell you that. But it's beach season, dude. Get that SPF out. SPF 20, SPF 30, 40, 50. Go all the way up, baby. Work all the numbers. You got so many numbers to work with. Mix it up. Make your own potion. Get a 25 and a 50, mix it together. Do you get a 75? Or no? Do you get, what's 75 divided by 2? 32 and a half? No. 30 and 30, that's 60. 37 and a half? Who knows? You're ending up with something in there. Mix it up is all I'm saying. Make your own potion. But it's important to stay hydrated, especially if you drink a lot of coffee like I do. Drink a lot of water, man. Or lady, drink that water. And I've been making I spiced it up a little bit. What have I been doing? I've been slicing a little bit of lemon, dude. I'll put a little slice of lemon in my water now. I learned that little trick not too long ago. I've been doing that for a couple of days. I'll have a little slice of lemon, put it in the water. It's like I'm at a resort. Sip, sip, dude. Stay hydrated. But before you go to the beach, you gotta get fresh. You gotta get frickin' fresh, baby. You gotta get fresh. How do you get fresh? Well, it starts with just personal hygiene. Take a bath. Take a shower. Do some, got a little sun in my eye. Try to get that bad boy out. Dunzo gunzo. But you gotta get fresh. You gotta wash up. You gotta clean yourself up before you get out there. And that's regardless whether you're going to the beach or not. It's just nice to be clean. Or clean. With an M. But I'll tell you what, man. We keep it honest around here. We keep it honest around here, and that's how we learn and grow. Something of significance that it's important news, man. It's important news. Or not. It's a story. It's maybe a story. Maybe it's a story. Who knows? I've recently, in the past couple of days, in the past few days, dude, I've ran out of soap. I told you guys I ran out of liquid soap. Got down to my bar. And I kept telling myself, Rob, every time you go out for a walk, remember, stop by the grocery store, the local convenience store, grab yourself some soap, dude. And I keep forgetting to do it, but I gotta do it today because I've run out of my soap. I've reduced it down to the tiniest little particle of soap. It's the tiniest soap, dude. It's funny, it's sad, it's the tiniest soap. Have you guys ever done that? You run out of soap, your liquid soap, and you got a bar of soap, and now you're just trying to create foam out of nothing, dude. I'm rubbing my hands together. I'm getting Getting everything. I'm getting blood, I'm getting friction, I'm getting skin, I'm getting everything but bubbles and foam. Working myself down to the bone just to try to get a little something out of that bar, but it's gone, it's done. So what have I been doing? I had to resort to using, I gotta keep it honest with you. Gotta keep it honest with you. Not particularly proud of this moment, but it's not the worst thing. It's not the worst thing in the world. There are far greater, worse things than this. What do? I had to innovate. Think outside the box. I had a little bit of shampoo left. I'm also running low on shampoo. I'll tell you what, they go hand in hand. Shampoo and soap. Started to use that shampoo. I've run out of the shampoo now. Run out of shampoo, run out of soap. What am I using now? So again, I'm a little bit embarrassed about this. Not my finest moment. But this morning, after taking care of the bodily functions, going to the bathroom, what did I use to wash my hands, dude? Dishwasher detergent or dish soap. That's what it is. I don't know if it's meant to clean the body. It definitely cleans the dishes, dude. If it's cleaning the dishes, I'm okay with it cleaning my body. I think it's fine. It's better than nothing. Not like I just didn't take a shower. That's gross. Take a shower, dude. How often are you taking a shower? So that's a good question. Don't be OCD jumping in and out of the shower 2-3 times a day, dude. Take it easy. One shower a day, that's good enough. When do you guys shower, by the way? I shower in the morning. When do you guys shower, and how often do you guys shower? I shower once a day, right after my morning workout. Some people shower in the evening because they like to get, it depends, to each their own. I don't know what your routine is. I don't know how extensive is your day. How are you getting a lot of dirt on yourself? Are you crawling around having, mud fights? That's a thing, Are you getting into peculiar circumstances involving large pits filled with jello? Are you fighting in a jello pit on a daily? Maybe you need to shower 2-3 times. I don't know your lifestyles, I'm not judging, but for me, shower in the day, beginning of my day, gets me going. It does the job, it takes care of the business. But that's what it is. I've actually got to go out today and buy some soap, dude. But it got me to think, it got me to think about soap. How long have we had soap, dude? I looked it up. That's what I do. I look random things up and I come and share it with you guys. Let's go back. Let's go way back. Because you're like, man, when did we first get the first soap? Was it last year, or was it a decade ago? Was it 20 years ago? Was it 100 years ago? Was it 200 years ago? And it keeps on going and going. And apparently, soaps go back to roughly 2800 BC, dude. 2800 BC. Yeah, so we were washing ourselves. We've been washing for thousands of years, man. We've been washing, rinsing, repeating for thousands of years. And it goes back, apparently, a lot of things happen to go back to the ancient Babylons, dude. Soaking up, lathering up in the ancient Babylons. And that's what it was. Prior to that, no soap, no bueno. You'd be stinking all day, every day, no matter if you were a male, female, who knows. You'd be stinking, dude. You'd be stinking, because, especially in the Babylons, I would assume it's, modern day Middle East. I believe Iraq is the locality, or the geographical proximity, if you will. That's what that was. Babylons. No soap. People were stinking. Well, a lot of other things were going on, man. A lot of other things. People were, it was rough. It was rough back then. But that's what it was. Before we didn't have any soap. So if you, if you had a date, what you'd do is you'd grab a nice smelling leaf or a patch of grass before your date, and you start just scrubbing yourself with grass. But luckily for you at the time, there weren't too many, the color still, I don't think, had come around, major colors in terms of clothing and stuff. Mostly everybody was working with like earth tone colors, natural stuff. You know, I'm talking here like, you know, earth tone colors. What am I talking about? Like burgundies, maybe a little bit of, you know, a little bit of brown, a little bit of no color, dude. Just like just fabric. You didn't have all the fancy. So it was alright if you walked around with a patch of green on your armpits. It was just like, that guy's got good hygiene. In fact, you'd want somebody to have, you know, marks of patches of grass or leaves that they've scrubbed from, you know, that they've scrubbed themselves with. You'd want that ideally, because if you didn't see that, that person was probably filthy. The person with no stains on their clothes from the, because you'd get on their, you know, excuse me, that's a little bit of that pollen or something. I know everywhere is comes and goes, dude. It's not that bad actually. This year my allergies not that bad. Not gonna lie to you. And guess what? Boys got plenty of backup toilet paper, bro. I'm stacked, sitting on mad toilet paper. What were we talking about? Babylons. Yeah, so before that, before the soap came around, everybody was just like, you know, smelling funky, dude. Not good. Not good. But then we're like, what do? We did like, you know, we at the same time, I think it was around the same time that we started to, you know, really like get out there, do a little bit of alchemy, you know, mixing things up. And then somebody came along one day and they're like, man, they had a big meal, right? They had a big meal. It was a big feast. You know, I don't know what happened back then, but I'm assuming 2,800 years ago, probably some sort of, you know, they had a festival. What did they do at festivals back in the day? Probably a little bit of human sacrificing. That's what they did back then, you know. Everybody was, you know, gathering around, having a little bit of, you know, a little bit of that old school grappa, maybe a little bit of that vino, old school Babylonian style. And somebody had a little, you know, they brought out a little piglet. They brought out a little piglet because it was a feast. That's what you do. You bring in a little piglet and you stuff his mouth with an apple, and they're just like rotating it on that fire, and the evening got late, and there was belly dancing, and there was just, you know, things were swinging, baby. It's the Babylons. They were swinging and dancing and just like having a good time, having a little drinky poo here, getting a little bit of that pork, getting all the grease all over their mouth and their hands. You know, and at the same time, I'm assuming somebody decided to, you know, and they were also, somebody was like, you know, working with the vegetables, with them leaves, with their greenery, if you will. But they'd also eaten the pork, right, or the little piglet, and they had that grease all over their hands. But they started to, you know, they were just rubbing their hands, and they had a little bit of leaf, a little bit of grass in their hands, and they started move around their hands, and everything kind of started to come off a little bit easier once you mix the herbs and the oil, and bingo, invention. That's how it was. It wasn't done on purpose. I'm assuming it wasn't done on purpose. A lot of great inventions actually were not done on purpose. One of the greatest inventions is French fries, dude. You think French fries were made on purpose? Hate to break it to you, but no. French fries were made by accident. I forget who it was, but it was a chef who was preparing a meal for one of the Louis, maybe the 13th or the 14th. I don't know. Forget about the dates, forget about the king, but it was a French chef, if I'm not mistaken. And they were experimenting with potatoes. Back then, potatoes were big. Ooh, you threw a feast and you had some potatoes in there? Dude, it's nights out. That's what it was. But somebody decided to experiment. They're like, man, normally we just chop the potatoes in like 4s or 8s, and you just either cook that or boil it or put it on fire or what have you. But this chef started experimenting. Like, what if I go thinner, dude? What if I go thinner? So they started to fuck around, go a little bit thinner. Next thing you know, we got French fries. It took us hundreds of years for somebody to narrow it down, and eventually we ended up with what? Chips, dude. Another accident. Chips were actually accidental, dude. Nobody was meant to eat chips. Chips weren't even a thing. Okay? Somebody was just, again, experimenting with the potatoes. Sliced it a little bit too thin, overcooked it, it got crispy. They're like, ah, shucks. They tried it. They're like, nom nom for the tum-tum. Pass it around. Here we are, enjoying chips. And that's how soap came into development as well. So back in the Babylons, everybody was just, dancing, partying, human sacrifice. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Let my people go. Or something. And then, what are some classical, Babylonian names? David, I'm assuming, right? Maybe Goliath. Classic. They were just like dancing, partying, but probably a little bit stinky. And that's what it was. The soap came around. Game changer. Ooh, game changer. But it was like, back then we didn't have our private little nice showers that we got in our homes and what have you. You had a communal shower probably, aka the river, Eventually we had to work our way up and get a little bit fancier, put institutions, that's the local shower place or something, dude, I'm assuming. But essentially you end up with one bar of soap and you'd stand back to back. Well, not back to back, actually, face to back. Yeah, like monkeys. You know how they like sit around like little chimps? Pick a little bit of, you scratch my back, I scratch yours. Same concept. We looked at the animals. They were picking fleas. We were probably picking fleas from each other's hair and back as well, but also started to incorporate that soap. And that's what it was. Squeaky clean, dude. Squeaky clean. Fast forward to today, I've run out of soap. That's why I've been intrigued to learn a little bit about the history of soap and share that with you guys. It's important. Man, oh man. But people must have really, really stank back then. Think about it. People get stinky these days if you don't shower after a few days. Dude, ugh, yikes. Even the best of us. But there's definitely different movements, dude. I just say balance, because there's like, I don't know what you want to call it. I don't want to put any labels on it. I'm not judging, but there are some people who are like, no, dude, all nature, bro. I'm not showering. That's the man trying to get you. I'm like, through showers, bro? You can take a shower, dude. Don't worry about it. They're like, no, that's how they get you. Yeah, they're like, that's how they get you. And I'm like, what's the alternative? Man, alternative, if they don't get you, wouldn't we like walking around stinking up the place? But you feel freer if you don't take a shower or something? But some people are like, no, I'm not into showers, dude. I'll let it go for a week or a month. To each their own. I'm not judging. It's just like I would rather you shower if we're gonna be hanging out. But if we're not, then by all means, don't clean yourself up. Essentially, that's a thing too. Again, find that balance. You don't want to be OCD. I think when I was younger, I was really like OCD with the scrubbing and the cleaning. I would get in the shower and I had my loofah and I would just go to town, bro. Just go to town. Scrub, 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 scrub. At one point, there was like literally nothing left and I'm getting like rashes on my skin. Skin became sensitive. It got dry, dude, because it was just like too much of the scrubbing. Not good. No bueno. Gotta moisturize. Gotta, gently wash your body. That's all there is to it. Don't go to town scraping away, but that's what I did, because I'm like, gotta get the dirt off. Experimenting, really learning. Learning how to shower, man, that's something that I had to learn at a young age, and I'm talking about like somewhere around like last year, learning how to properly shower. Practice makes perfect, that's all I'm trying to say, dude. But we're gonna be going outside doing more. Hopefully we'll go to the beach together, do a little bit of, because I have some stories in regards to water that I'd like to share with you guys, but it's nice, I think, that if we end up in water or around a body of water, maybe a cup of water, it'd be nice to tell a story related to water. And I got a whole bunch of stories relating to water. But I think, I want to set it up in a proper setting. Like I said, I want to hopefully be able to get close to a body of water, maybe a cup of water, maybe a bowl of water, dude, who knows? Take a little dip. But get out there while you're, while we've got the heat, dude. If you're in Toronto, get out there, get some exercise. If you're anywhere else in the world, it's spring and summer, dude. Spring's almost done and over with. Summer's almost here. Things are cracking wide open soon, dude. Very soon. I want to be getting out there, doing some, maybe we'll even exercise a little bit together, dude. We'll do a little bit of urban squatting. Not occupying like other people's lands, of course, but doing that urban squatting. You just, you find a patch of grass in the urban area and you do some squatting. It's got nothing to do with housing. That's a different kind of urban squatting. But we'll keep it urban because like that's what it is. We're in the city and we'll do some exercises. Who knows? Because I do want to be getting out there, and I'm already like trying to counterbalance all the, just trying to focus that energy on positive things, right? Whether it's doing a little bit of art, doing a little bit of creative writing, coming in here talking with you guys, doing a little bit of exercise, this, that, and the other. Just trying to focus my energy on positive things, do good things. And that's what it is. We'll do a little bit of urban squatting. Who knows? We'll keep it loosey-goosey, dude. It's not about the form here. I'll tell you that. It's straight up not about... I apologize about that. That was a little bit of technical difficulties. For some reason, the GoPro ran out of battery, even though it was fully charged. I had to plug it in and start recording. It is what it is, dude. And it's crazy. You can't say certain words in front of the camera because it's... I'm not even gonna... if you say RECORD and then you follow that by START or STOP, it does what I just spelled out. So I'm not gonna say those words because it's sensitive and it's... anyways, sorry about that. It was a good crack. Did you guys hear that? Solid crack in the left knee. Oh boy. Man, lost the trail of my thoughts. Sometimes it happens. That's what it is. What were we talking about? We were talking about urban squatting and exercising. That's right. Everybody, all the trainers, they want to get you, they want to get you on the, on the bench press, or on the squat rack, or on the deadlifts, and that's great too. But not here. We keep it all lightweight. Everything's body weight exercises, if at all. I do work out on my own in the mornings, but I thought if I were to incorporate some sort of a, I don't know, I'm still cooking up ideas. There's so much, and again, this is the whole, what do we do around here? We experiment, we're learning, we're trying to incorporate positive things into the show, into the act, for ourselves, for each other, and the sky's the limit. The sky's the limit, and this is just the beginning, boys and girls. This is just the beginning. I'm so excited. I'm so privileged, and I feel very grateful. I'm very thankful for everything that I've got. I know where I stand. I know the amount of, I've got to put in a ton of work, and I'm so excited to, just be keeping busy, dude. Keeping busy doing things that I like. So it gets me going, it gets me excited, it gets me amped up, and I'm an eager learner. I'm always trying to learn more about different stuff. All sorts of stuff. I'll tell you this, man. I was watching a documentary on Netflix. Let me get the name for you guys so you guys can check it out if you like. Bear with me a few seconds, dude. Get your name. Hold on. Yeah, it's called Black Holes, The Edge of All We Know. Okay, again, Black Holes, The Edge of All We Know. It's on Netflix. Check it out, dude. It's a really cool bunch of scientists from all over the world gathered together. That's a tight little squeeze right there. Gathered together to try to find out more about black holes, because apparently that we don't know too much about them, dude. I'll tell you this. But was interesting to learn a little bit. What did I learn? And I encourage you guys to go check it out there, and I encourage more people to be diving into things, help each other. That's what it is. Everybody come together. Everybody what are your interests? Go after it. Focus on it and help elevate yourself and humanity. And that's what these people, they were focusing on black holes. And they decided that in order for us to be able to get a closer look at the black holes, we'll need something like a telescope, if you will. You'll need a telescope, but the telescope needs to be the size of the Earth in order for us to actually be able to see in and around the black hole and get a glimpse of the edge and the surrounding area and maybe start to understand a little bit more. We need a giant telescope the size of the Earth, and that was impossible, right? Because, you know, we can't do that, dude. If we build a giant telescope the size of the Earth, it's going to throw us off balance. Yeah, it's going to throw us off balance, and we're going to tip. So you can't do one giant telescope. That's what we can't do. What they did decide to do was, instead of getting one giant telescope, we're going to get a whole bunch of different telescopes, a whole array of telescopes, little tiny telescopes, if you will, right? Sometimes it's not the size, it's how you use it. Telescopes. And they're like, you know what, instead of getting one giant telescope trying to focus in on one spot, we're going to get many, many tiny telescopes, spread them all over the world, and have them zoom in on the same location, and that way we'll get a better understanding or a more complete picture of what we're actually looking at. So that's essentially a metaphor that was used in, spoiler alert, maybe you won't check it out after this, but check it out because I've learned a lot and I think there's a lot to learn and it was very interesting. But a metaphor that they used was, imagine, like, you know, you have one giant mirror, crack that bad boy, shatter it into many, many, many pieces, and spread that mirror all around and have it focused on one object or one thing. And that way, again, you'd get many, many, many different angles or perspectives looking at that same object. So you actually have a better understanding of what you're looking at. So if this cup was the black hole, and instead of having just one little telescope zoom in on it, you'd have many, 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 many thousands, millions, however many they used, many, many telescopes all around looking at the same thing. And then together you get a collection of photos or images or videos or what have you, right? And you take that amalgamation, you add it all up together, you put it together like a little puzzle, and you're like, ah, interesting. So this looks like this from this side, and hey, what'd you get from over there? You notice, and that way you can, you know, if there's anything that moves a little bit weird or out of, you know, or if anything's out of balance, and it, like, you know, you just look for irregularities, little anomalies that might occur, and that's how you learn a little bit of something. You know, it just, you know, goes back to the zeros and ones, crack it down, crunch it down, see what happens. Oh, what happened? Did we get a little bit of movement here? Did something, you know, because that's what it is. Black holes, it was just, again, I'm not a science man by any stretch of the imagination, but black holes are one of those things that, you know, they make us question everything, sort of, kind of, right? Especially like the laws of physics, because from what we know, from my basic understanding and knowledge, like nothing, no energy ever ceases to stop, no information ever just ceases to stop or just disappear. And that's what it is. Black holes are that mystery, because, you know, it's this just like concentrated energy being pulled in or sucked into this giant force, right? Or by this giant force, and we don't have access to it. And to us it looks like, well, info or light or sound or whatever is going into this thing is just ceasing to stop, or at least we don't have a glimpse of what it looks like on the other side. So it's extremely fascinating to think about that, because, you know, our galaxy, our multiverses filled with these black holes. And what are they? Because again, information, energy, these things, just like whatever it is, whatever form of life, whatever form of energy that's out there, it doesn't just stop. It changes, it evolves, it shifts, it gets manipulated on every level, from little particles to atoms and all that jazz, to plants, animals, humans, you name it, everything. So nothing just like disappears or stops, and it's very interesting stuff. But hey man, that's why I'm so happy that there are a ton of smart people in different fields doing fantastic things, contributing to humanity. That's what it is. We need everybody's willingness and efforts just, pull together. That was great. That was great. So I wanted to share that with you guys. And honestly, everything's looking pretty good, dude. Not gonna lie to you. Got a lot of challenges ahead of us. Got a lot more to do. This is, again, like I said, this is just the beginning. I know it may seem sometimes, it may seem like, what's time, dude? We've been spending time together since August 22nd, if I'm not mistaken. Hasn't even been a year, but it seems like, because we're gotten into a routine, it feels nice. But in the grand scheme of things, it hasn't even been a year that we've been together doing this. And there's so much more. There's so much more to do. There's so much more to explore and dabble into. And I'm just trying to mix it up. No particular, I'm just trying to be doing things that inspire me to get creative. So I'm looking at other things, but not looking at, I'm looking at different things. I like to listen to something that's got to do with, a little bit of like science, something that's got to do a little bit with like entertainment, something that's got to do with food, music, traveling, people's different ways of living life, just everything. Try to learn and incorporate that into myself, refine myself, do it better, essentially. Come in here and do it better. And what do we say? We're gonna keep rocking and rolling until the wheels come off, baby. That's what it is. We're gonna be getting out there, and this is it, boys and girls. Thank you for all your love and support. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for all your love and support. If you wanna see more of these videos, where you can find them on YouTube, on Instagram, on Patreon, and yeah, on Instagram, it's always divided into sections because, right now, that's what we got to do. The limit is like 10-minute videos. So that's why I got to like divide it into, 10-minute portions for you guys. But if you want to check out the videos in full length, you just do a little bit of dabbling in the YouTubes. You search Rob Sadri and you get your full length video there. And if you want to support your boy in any shape or form, you want to take it to that next level because you're that type of gal, you're that type of dude. You're hardcore, you're dedicated, and you want to be making an impact, you go to Patreon or something, dude. Check it out. 3-tier system working for you. Talk about it. Hit that like button. Follow, inscribe, subscribe. Do all the things that make you happy, essentially. Do all the things that make you happy. And if you don't jive with it and you want to do something different, you're like, man, fuck this guy. Well, you know what? Hit that like button, dude. It's crazy. But I love you regardless of where you are, whatever you're up to, and it's a blessing. Thank you for being a part of my journey. Thank you for letting me be a part of yours, and we're growing. Take our names every day. We'll be back here again, on Saturday, because it's the Patreon edition. That's right. Check it out. Talk about it. And we'll see each other very soon. We'll see each other on Saturday, and who knows, maybe the paint will arrive by tomorrow. We'll get to, prime a little bit of canvas together. Do that good old-fashioned priming, dude. And that's it. That's a wrap for today. Talk to y'all very soon. Stay safe out there. Peace out, everybody.